Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Katholina with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi cautions against complacency in fight against COVID-19. Union government blocks access to 43 mobile apps. Advisor for Power, Tovihoto Ayemi, inaugurates new electrical office building at Kifire. And Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs up to 10,931. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today cautioned against complacency in fight against COVID-19. Emphasizing the need to increase COVID tracing and testing, Modi said India fought COVID bravely. During his virtual meeting with chief ministers of states and union territories to review the coronavirus situation in the country, Modi said, seeing good recovery rates, many think that virus is weak. He cautioned this has led to rampant carelessness. Modi stressed the need to bring positivity rate under 5%, saying there is focus in making oxygen and ventilators available. He said efforts are on to make the medical colleges and district hospitals self-sufficient in oxygen generation. Prime Minister Modi said efforts are underway to establish more than 160 oxygen generation plants in the country. Union government today blocked access to 43 mobile apps. This action was taken based on the inputs regarding these apps for engaging in activities which are prejudicial to sovereignty and integrity, defense, security of state and public order. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has issued the order for blocking access of these apps by users in India based on the comprehensive reports received from Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. Earlier, on 29th June, government had blocked access to 59 mobile apps, and on 2nd September, 118 more apps were banned under Section 69A of the Information Technology Act. Kifire district received its new electrical office building today. Advisor for Power, Tovihoto Ayemi, inaugurated the new building of Executive Engineer, Electrical Division. Speaking at the program, he said, government is giving due emphasis on basic amenities like transportation, healthcare, road, water, power, and so on, and added that Kifire is not left behind in any of these aspects. He called upon the people to support and cooperate with the department and to pay bills on time so that the department can serve the people better. The advisor also said 5 villages in the district are yet to get electrical connection, for which the department is taking up matter to address the issue. Nagaland reported 79 new positive cases of COVID-19 today, taking the total tally to 10,931. Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangnupom in a tweet said 61 cases were detected from Kohima, 9 in Peran, 8 from Dimapur and 1 in Mon. Pangnu also said that 50 patients have recovered, which included 41 from Dimapur, 5 in Kohima and 2 each from Peran and Mawokchung. Of the cases reported today, 65 were from the traced contacts, 5 each from armed forces and frontline workers, and 4 from returnees. Out of 63 deaths registered, 55 died due to COVID, 6 deaths are non-COVID, while 2 deaths are under investigation. So far, 106 cases have migrated. Presently, there are 1,471 active cases, while 9,291 have recovered. Nearly 11 lakh COVID samples were tested in the country in last 24 hours. With this, the cumulative testing figure has reached nearly 13 crore 37 lakh mark. Central government and Indian Council of Medical Research have scaled up testing infrastructure in a calibrated manner. India's testing capacity has touched 15 lakh per day, ensuring easily accessible COVID-19 tests for all. Health Ministry has said that very high levels of testing lead to early identification, prompt isolation and effective treatment of COVID-19 cases. President Ramnath Kovind today boarded the Air India One B777 aircraft for inaugural flight to Chennai. He commended the pilots, crew members and the entire team of Air India and Indian Air Force for operating the state-of-the-art aircraft and facilitating VVIP movements within India and on state visits abroad. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Nagaland Governor Arun Ravi has condoled the demise of former Chief Minister of Assam, Tarun Gogoi, who passed away at Guwahati yesterday. In a tweet, Ravi said he is deeply saddened by the demise and said the country has lost a senior statesman. Chief of Army Staff General Manoj Mukund Naravane arrived in Nagaland yesterday. Upon his arrival, the Chief of Army Staff called upon Nagaland Governor R.N. Ravi at Raj Bhavan today. Union government has extended the period for submission of life certificate by central government pensioners till 28 February next year. Earlier, the government had extended timeline for submission of life certificate from 1st of November to 31st of December this year. According to the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pension, the department has been in receipt of numerous petitions from various pensioners' associations as well as individuals requesting a further extension in the date for submitting life certificate in view of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and vulnerability of elderly population to coronavirus. The ministry said, after consultation with the Office of Controller General of Accounts, it has now been decided to further extend the existing timeline for submission of life certificate. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank yesterday inaugurated 46 online AICTE Training and Learning Academy Faculty Development Programs FDPs to train teachers of higher education institutions. FDPs will be conducted in 22 Indian states. Pokhriyal said in the year 2020 to 21, new thrust areas in field of engineering, management, life skills, design and media have been incorporated. The online faculty development programs will be conducted according to new Education Policy 2020. The Education Minister also informed that the London-based organization has recognized FDPs as a world record under which 1,000 online FDPs in over 100 emerging areas will benefit 1 lakh faculty members across premier institutions like IITs, NITs and IIITs. A 2-day All India Presiding Officers Conference will be held at Statue of Unity at Kevadia in Gujarat from tomorrow. Addressing the press conference at Gandhinagar this afternoon, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said that the theme of this year's conference is harmonious coordination of legislative, executive and judiciary, key to a vibrant democracy. Om Birla said that President Ramnath Kovind will inaugurate the 2-day conference. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the valedictory session of the conference on 26th to mark the celebration of the Constitution Day. Om Birla said various sessions will be organized in which residing officers will exchange their views and share the best practices. The last date of submission for online registration of All India Sainik School Entrance Examination for admission to class 6 and 9 for the academic session 2020-21, which is scheduled to be held on 10th January next year, has been extended till 3rd December. Principal of Sainik School, Pungwa, Prasoon Basu, Group Captain, has informed that other details are available on the school website at www.sainikschoolpungwa.nic.in and aissee.nta.nic.in. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps: wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing. To end the news, the headlines here again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi cautions against complacency in fight against COVID-19. Union government blocks access to 43 mobile apps. Advisor for Power, Tovihoto Ayemi inaugurates new electrical office building at Kifire, and Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs up to 10,931. That's all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.